Hello guys, my name's Samuel Overton and I'm the Creative Director for TIGI, Australia and New Zealand. I'm also the brand ambassador for H2D, the X3 curling wand. Today I'm going to do a couple of looks for you on these DVDs. One of them we're going to be working a real editorial kind of strong up style, giving it a bit of an organic twist. We're going to be creating that look and that texture with the new tool that's called the Crave It. What we're going to do today on Rebecca is we're going to create a real soft, glamorous, beautiful wave. So I'm going to be talking you through the correct product application because that's really, really important to make sure you get that foundation in there to hold the wave. I'm going to be using the X3 conical one today, okay? So it starts off thicker at the end and it comes down into a thinner point. I'm going to be setting it at 180 degrees because then that way the temperature is going to penetrate the hair but it's not going to affect the hair and it's not going to disturb the cuticle and it's not going to dry the hair out. It's got a tourmaline infused barrel, so what happens is as it heats up, it secretes natural oils which then get absorbed into the hair and it helps process and put into the shine as well. So again, what I'm going to be using today is I'm going to be using the TIGI Bed Head Candy Fixations range. I'm going to start to prep the hair with the Totally Baked. The Totally Baked is a volumizing foam. I'm going to work probably 4 to 5 pumps all the way through to give me a base structure for the hair. Then what I'm going to do after I've placed in that is I'm just going to work through the Sugar Shock. So when you're working with a salt spray, you get a real matte finish. With the Sugar Shock, because you've got sugar crystals in there, it gives you the same texture, but it gives you more shine to it. It's just about knowing where you want to place these products to give them the maximum effect and hold, but also not to make the hair feel like there's too much product in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to dry it off. Then I'm going to use my TIGI Pro HT brush just to smooth out the cuticle, because again, it's all about making sure I've got that nice, beautiful shine to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to section the hair. So the way I'm going to work this to create these waves is I'm going to work with diagonal back sections. So a diagonal back section is a section that goes diagonally away from the face, so it goes to the back of the head. And I'm going to be working these throughout both sides of the head so they come and they meet at the back. So just spin your hip to the side for me. So this is my first diagonal back section. Spray it like this. Real important point for the X3 is the glove. You feel like a little bit silly when you're putting it on at first, but it will actually save you from burning your hand. So what you have to understand about the glove is the glove isn't heat proof, it's heat resistant. Okay, so whereas you'd be working with a normal tong and it has a clutch on it, this one doesn't. So the benefit of not having a clutch on it means you're not going to get any straight lines or lumps or dents within the hair. So it's important to wear the glove because as you wrap the hair around, you can just hold it in on the end like that, and that's where you get the even distribution through the heat. Starting in at about the eye, I'll start to wrap it round. It's good because any flyaways you can just wrap in and hold with your hand. So just like that. Then you start to hold it and you feel the heat come through the hair. It's really important when working with waves that you work section vertically. What a lot of people seem to do is they work horizontally. What you have to think about then is if I've worked this section horizontally, I'm probably going to have about this much of the root where there's no curl. So when I brush it down, I'm going the way I've curled it, so I'm actually going to brush it out. By working vertically like this, the curl is going to constantly be bouncing back up because I'm brushing it in a different direction to what I've set it. So it's going to have a lot more strength and stability. So guys, once you've put the set in and you've got the shape that you want like this, don't touch it, leave it. What we want to do as hairdressers is we want to get in there, we want to move the hair around, you know, twist that bit back under, move it over there. But what you're going to do is you're going to put more moisture in and you're also going to put the heat of your hands in there as well and you're going to start to pull that out. So just let that cool and just leave it how it is. That almost sausage kind of shape is going to really, really help you with that beautiful kind of sexy wave. So depending on how much you want the hair to wave depends on the size of the section that you take. Bigger section is going to be a softer wave because the heat isn't going to penetrate through as quickly or as much, and the smaller section is going to have more movement to it because the heat will penetrate through it. just gone through and I've finished setting the hair. So you can see I've kept that symmetry all the way around. I'll just spin you around just a little bit. So just you can see on the sides through there, and it's just met up in the center at the back. Now I'm just going to give it one loose spray with the masterpiece. I'm just going to leave that for maybe like 30 seconds to a minute maximum, just for the heat to cool down and to be even all over. Okay, so I've just left the hair to cool down. I'm just looking at the shape of it. I've got my soft boar bristle brush again, and the way I'm going to work the hair is I'm just going to move the sections out the way, and I'm just going to brush it down again. For the reason being, I don't want to disturb the cuticle. I've put my shine products in there already, so I've worked with the Totally Baked and I've worked with the Sugar Shock, and just to top up the shine and the sheen, I've got the Masterpiece in there as well. So I just want to pull that down, and as I said, just want to brush it down with my brush. Move on to the next ones, brush them down. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to use my hairspray. So I'm going to spray the hair, brush it, spray it and brush it. The reason being, I'm going to set the hair, but then I'm going to brush it out so it doesn't go too crispy. I come back down, I just brush it. Always brushing downwards. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using my clips to enhance the indentation. But what I'm doing is I'm turning my clips upside down because I don't want to put the teeth on the outside edge of the hair for here, because it's going to leave marks in there, so I'm just using this smooth edge. I'm just going to finish off just with some of the glaze haze. It's just like a really nice lightweight serum. You can also put it in the hair wet to blow dry, and just as a tip, it speeds up the blow dry by about 30%. So what I'm going to do is just work that much through my hands, and I'm just going to pull it through. You can still see, even though I've put those products in the hair, I've still got movement in the hair. Okay, it's not gone crunching, it's not gone crispy. Okay guys, so there's the finished look. Just to recap what we did, we went through with the Totally Baked volumizing foam, then we went through and we spritzed it with the Sugar Shock, which is going to give you like that sea salt texture, and then blasted it through to smooth out the cuticle. And then went through with diagonal back section, starting at the front of the head, holding my X3 vertical and following the head shape round. And I used Masterpiece hairspray for the hold and the shine. Repeated it on the other side, then I let it cool down, just using a soft bristle brush and my fingers, just pulling it out. And then I went through with my clips, clipping it in, hairspraying it and just moulding it into shape. So you can see through there, we've just got those real beautiful, sexy waves that everybody's after.